Hey YouTube, what's up? This is a video. Soup. Okay, so Soup is an Eastern Rosella and she's about 3.5 years old, and I have had her pretty much since she was fledged. So, what are you doing? Why are you being a headbird? Up. And she's gone. Today's video was brought to you by almonds and the magic of bribery. So, gross. Okay, let's just address the elephant in the room. Yeah, so I dislocated my shoulder again. I've got a connective tissue disorder known as Ehlers Danlos syndrome. I'll go into that at some point. I don't really feel like going into it now because I just don't want to hang out with my pets. So today I thought I would do a video on Soup. This is Soup. So I'll let you have a look at her. There you go. What can I tell you about Eastern Rosellas? So Eastern Rosellas are native to Australia. My dog is choking on a biscuit. I will be back. Poppy, you alright? You better? Okay. Right, I'm back. She's fine, by the way. She's just a little bit old. She's fine. So Eastern Rosellas are native to Australia. They are a parrot, as you can probably tell. They're an old world parrot. So yeah, pretty much all the parrots in Australia are old world parrots. It's just to do with where they originated, because parrots originally came from what is now Australia and made their way across to like places like the Americas after that. Soup is very, very tame. She's very chill. I've had her since she was, you know, just after she fledged. Most people keep Rosellas, especially Easterns, in an aviary environment. It's sort of thought that they are not very good pets, but I am here to debunk that because, as you can see, she's my little buddy. So yeah, what can I tell you about Soup? So yeah, like I said, Soup is 3.5. She really likes almonds. You know, that's a good point. We'll go into diet. So diet-wise, Rosellas are granivores. So they have mostly like grasses and seeds and things like that, but then they also have their mixture of fruit and veg. In terms of what that means for them in captivity, you'd want to give them a decent pelleted mix and then a little bit of seed maybe, but not all the time, mostly as a treat. Certainly not a lot of sunflower seed and things like almonds as well. You don't want to do that all the time because Rosellas are very, very likely to easily put on weight. You want lots of fresh fruit and veggies. Oh, I don't know how long she's going to stay here now because that almond is gone. I'll put a list like here of some of the fruits and veggies that are safe for parrots and therefore Rosellas to eat. In terms of keeping them, up you come. In terms of keeping them indoors, I will find you as well the size for cages that you want as a minimum size, but basically the best thing that you can do for parrots is go with the concept of bigger is better. The more space they've got, the better. The only exception with that is bar spacing size. So with Rosellas, you want something in terms of bar spacing size around the same sort of size that you'd have for a Quaker parrot. You don't want anything wider than that, just because it can be a dangerous thing for them because they can get their head trapped trying to get out, and it can be a not so nice thing. In terms of things like toys, Soup really likes, oh, you can get back on my shoulder? Okay, good girl. So Soup really likes anything where she can figure stuff out. So like most parrots are super, super intelligent, so you want to give them something that they can figure out. And also things like foraging toys are really, really good. So I have all sorts of different stuff. I've got the more expensive toys where they have to like pull little levers and stuff, which I'll put like a thing here for that. They have to pull little levers to get like food treats out. I also have like a pill box sort of a thing that I've repurposed, or a friend of mine gave it to me and repurposed it into like a thing where they can open all of the little different things to get the seeds out, and she really likes that, as does my Quaker Yoshi. The other things that you can do, this is something that I've sort of done and she loves it, because these are like a grass parrot, they sort of sit and forage around on the grass, is that I will get, like, you know, the corner litter sort of things you can get for bunnies. If you get one of those, I'll again put a picture up, but if you get one of those, you can put those onto the corner of bird cages, because they've got like a little hook thing, and then if you want, you can drill a few holes and use some sisal rope. Sisal rope's really important. Don't use regular rope because they can either ingest it or get caught in it, whereas sisal is much safer. You can use something like that to tie it on just to secure it, and then what I like to do is just put a little bit of Timothy hay and stuff like that that's got stuff that she can nibble on, and then a couple of little sort of canary type seeds in under that so she can forage around in it, and she loves that. Soup also can do a few tricks. So the thing I want to sort of address is, a lot of people think that Rosellas are really vicious and really flighty and overexcitable, and I have met some that are pretty full on, but I think that with Rosellas, like any other bird, if you get in and you get them trained really, really early and you build your trust bond with them, you'll find that they do make really, really excellent pets, and they actually enjoy your company. They're not as touchy-feely. Step up. Step up. Good girl. They're not as touchy-feely as a lot of other birds. As a general rule, you don't want to be touching anywhere sort of below here with a bird anyway. Like, you only really want to be touching their head and perhaps maybe their feet. That's about it. Anything else you don't really want to, because it's a sexual thing for the bird, and that can be frustrating for them, and it can also lead to unwanted behaviors that can be no good for you and also no good for the bird. But in terms of training, she's quite, what are you doing? She's quite well behaved and she knows a few tricks. She doesn't talk, but I have seen Rosellas that can talk, so it's just different with different birds. It's probably a little more common in the males to talk, and she's a girl, but she can do a few little tricks, so I will see if I can show you if she's feeling like doing them. Soup, give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Good girl. And this is going to be an interesting one. Hey Soup, you shake? Good girl. Good girl. Well done. Good girl. Yeah. Give me a kiss. Okay, so you want to make sure that you've got nice clean water for them as well, and the easiest way that I've found to do that is to use a stainless steel bowl, just because it's something that's going to be fairly antimicrobial. If you give that a good clean every day, not with harsh chemicals, maybe something like, you can buy a spray called F10 online that's sort of animal safe, as long as you rinse everything out and then put fresh water. Otherwise, just a really, really mild soap, if anything, because they've got really, really sensitive respiratory systems. That is my hair, that's my glasses. Are you bored? Do you want seed? Do you want seed? Here, seed. Okay, so yeah, that's the sort of stuff you want for serving food and water. The other kind of cool thing, I don't have it set up at the moment because I've just upgraded her cage, and the cage I've got has like a little like flangey thing on the side now, so it catches the seeds. But if you've got just like a regular cage, another cool thing that you can get is called a seed mate. Hi, that was my ear. So yeah, you can get something called a seed mate, and then they can get inside of that and get their food out of that without decorating your, that's my ear. Stop. Kiss. No, you chew my glasses, you won't give me a kiss. All right, well, you can get something called a seed mate, and that helps to keep the mess down. Rosellas are a particularly messy parrot. They Soup really likes to throw stuff everywhere. If she can projectile poop through the bars and onto a wall, that is, you know, her job complete, her life complete for the day. If she can fling seed and whatever everywhere, she's very happy. that comes with owning a bird, so if you don't like that, don't get a bird. But yeah, Rosellas are particularly messy, so anything that can keep their stuff inside the cage is always, oh, hi, you're very cute, but that was in my ear. Are you bored? Yeah, anything that you can use to keep their stuff inside the cage is going to save you a lot of time. I know that Soup will generate about 3 times the amount of mess that my Quaker does, which is fine because she's just having a good time, but yeah, that's how she rolls. The other thing Soup really likes, and the other thing a lot of my birds really like, is music. I will see if I can find, give me a second. Hi. Oh, kissy kissy. You're a good girl. That's my glasses. I always forget the name of the song that she likes. I'll probably have to like remove it or something. I'll see how I go. I don't know how YouTube will like it. She likes Pink Panther. That's one of her favorites. There's another one I know. Oh, what's it called? Every single bird seems to be different. Whistling is usually something they really like in songs. But as a general rule, just try out and see what they like and then just save them. That's all I do, is just save them to YouTube, and then like when the birds are out, I will play stuff for them and they think that's awesome. I'll see if I can find it. Biology, animals, exotic pets. I have too many animal playlists. Herpetology, not quite. Burbs, and the first video is a fish video. Well, I mean, my filings, this is why I don't do my own accounting. Right, I found it. So Soup's favorite song is the Andy Griffith theme song. I will see if I can quickly show you what that looks like. Hopefully YouTube won't give me a paddling. No, I don't want to do a YouTube survey. Okay. You like that? What's that? Same. Alright, so as you can see, Soup loves music. So what I usually do is, if I've got them out, I'll put music on, or if I'm doing other stuff like getting all my other animals fed and sorted out for the day, I'll put something on for them if it's the middle of the day and they're awake and they're bored. And then foraging toys and anything that's intelligence wise for their toys is awesome, and that's how you keep birds enriched. So none of my birds pluck. I say that's a little bit of luck, but a lot of it is really working to keep them happy and engaged in their surroundings. Hello. You will see that, did you poop on me? Not yet? Yes. Oh, okay. Not yet. You will see that she is clipped. So that's just a safety thing for Soup, because Soup likes to fly up high and this house has fans. There are a number of things that I will mention at this point. 1, don't ever put a fan on when you have birds out. Ever. It's just like a precautionary thing. 2, I'm a hot mess, so the other reason that she is clipped is because I have to make sure that I can look after her to the best of my abilities, and unfortunately, along with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I have something super fun called Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia syndrome and orthostatic intolerance. For those of you that don't want to Google that and maybe get some sort of medical degree, what that generally means is if I have to stand up and raise my arms above my head, I get really dizzy and my vision cuts out, and it's just a generally bad time. So I have to keep the birds fairly low down to the ground and safe, and the easiest way to do that is clip. As you can see, she's got, and I want to show you this because I've seen so many that are done sort of incorrectly, but she's got her primaries only clipped and on both sides. If you've not done this before, go to a vet or especially like an avian vet or someone that you know knows their stuff with birds. Don't just do it yourself. I'll see if she will let me. I'll be gentle. Come here. No, she's not going to let me. Hang on. This is usually easier when I have more than one arm working properly, but if you have a look, I might even find a diagram if I can't get her to wings. That's your foot. I mean, good girl, but that's not wings. Come here. Get off the light. All right, I can't show you beyond that, but the primaries are clipped and not super high up. The secondaries, which are the ones where if you fold if you open up her wing, you'll see like there's a little bit that's on the very tip that is the primary, and then there's a bit that sort of changes in shape with the way that it flows down, and those are the secondaries. You do not clip the secondaries. The idea is that you want your bird to be able to flutter down safely to the floor, and if you clip them fully, they can't do that. The other thing that I've seen is people that clip just the one wing, and the issue with that is that they then lose their control. So Soup actually can fly. She's still got a little bit of primaries that are still there. So she can sort of fly and maintain She can fly and maintain the height that she's at or a little bit higher, but she can't go swooping up to the top of the ceiling. If you cut just one side, they tend to sort of fly downwards in a circle and then hit the ground, and that can be really dangerous. They can crack their beak or they can otherwise injure themselves, but not everyone knows that. So if you see a bird that's not clipped correctly, try and be nice to people. Don't be like, oh, you've done the wrong thing, because chances are whoever's doing it, if they've got a bird and they're that dedicated, they're probably trying to do the right thing. So just inform them on that. In terms of whether you're for or against clipping, that's totally up to you. Everyone has a different opinion on it. And in terms of outside of cage time, which is a really important thing, no matter what sort of parrot you've got, you need to give them as much out of cage time as possible in a safe manner. So I will let her out at least a few hours every day. She's also got her own play stand, and that gives her a chance to have some supervised time with Yoshi, who's a Quaker parrot, so they're about the same size as well. But good girl. You're such a good girl. Oh, no. We don't chew on my glasses, though. Back kiss. Good girl. So, yeah, it gives her some time with Yoshi, so she gets a chance to actually hang out with another parrot and have some time to fly around. Okay, so that was my video on Soup. Let me know what sort of parrots that you've got at home or what sort of parrots you've had. I'd love to know what your experiences are. Especially let me know if you've got an Eastern Rosella and if you've had similar experiences or different ones to me. I really would love to see more of them out there. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I'm not super like dressed up or anything, but I mean right on time. I know I'm not super dressed up or anything, but yeah, can't really do too much with the top half of myself today. Did my makeup, looking cute. Best I can do, really. I hope you enjoyed the time hanging out with Soup and I, and for some portion of this, the dogs who are really wanting their dinner now, so I'm gonna head off. But I will be back next week with something new for you, and have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little notification bell, and I'll see you next time.